It's Lily at Reed Ranch. I'm going to play. I just got a pretty big haul for me from the August to December mini catalog from Stampin' Up, and this is called Festive Corners. I got it with the idea for interior plates of cards and also possibly envelopes, but of course you could use it however, whenever. It's on photopolymer, so I have out a stamping platform. You do not need a stamping platform. I've got like layers on layers here. Underneath this glass mat is actually a stamping pad, so that would do it. But I wanted to use the stamping platform. I think actually I'm going to change the orientation here. Because I really don't know how this is going to stamp. Grab this. This is, I believe, Cantaloupe by the Stamps of Life. And yeah, the paper, that's what that is. This is a close ink, Grapefruit Grove by Stampin' Up. But I definitely wanted to grab, this is not one of my very favorite inks. I really don't love white pigment ink, but I do have this, so I grabbed it because I figure I'll try to use it. And with a stamping platform, you can do several passes. This is called Wedding Dress by Memento. I'm just basically completely missing the stamp, which is hilarious. You can see there, doesn't matter. Now this is color on color, or technically, I mean, I'm going over two different companies, but that is a subtle effect. Let's use I could have done this in such a smarter way, but I didn't. Now this is a subdued pink. It's called Rococo Rose. I just figure it might contrast a little bit better. This is why a stamping platform is so handy. This ink pad doesn't, I have kind of problems with getting even stamping with this one. So you might see, I'll pick it up in case you can't, the way the hearts stamped was kind of blotchy. So with the stamping platform, I come back and do another pass. Now it's filled in a lot better. So that was less about the stamp, more about that ink combination. What I really kind of wanted to see was like the spider web on black. As I said, I have really bad luck. Okay. So the idea being, actually, like pretend that this is the edge of the paper, and so you're creating this edge here, like to be a frame. You could do like another one down here, or just have one at the top. So I'm adding that stamp to, woo, and that's me. See? Okay. So it shows you there's plenty of juicy juice on here. It just doesn't usually work very well for me, and I don't really think it does for anybody. So there you can see that actually looks so cool. So it's not the super crispest, but the fact that it's supposed to be spider web, you know, they're so not exactly ephemeral, but you know, they're just so wispy. So let's hit it a second time. That did make it a little bit better. Well, I mean, actually quite a lot to the naked eye. I'm just going to do it a third time just for fun. And I'm just delighted. That worked out so much better than I ever thought. It looks very chalkboard-like, which I actually like. I didn't think it would show up as well as it did. I don't really think between the second and the third passes it got any better opacity, but definitely between 1 and 2 it did for the generations. That is just fun as can be. So right here, know exactly how we would want to do this. I'd rather think like this. Now the one thing that with pigment ink, whenever you do have something like this, sometimes it wants to stick into the corners, which is a little bit of a drag, but, and I can't see it. So, like, you only see when it's too late. All right, so let's see how the, okay, like right there, I just smushed that because actually I like sort of dropped it. So it went very deeply into the letters. That's going to be difficult to clean. And then you can see also very often white will do this. It'll be uneven. This, again, the words are thicker than those spider cobweb lines. This might totally be a case of, you know, just better with the drawing rather than the words with the pigment ink. Yeah, and what you can do to get around this, in case you're thinking, oh, but I really want those words to be in white, you can use a different method. You can do it a couple different ways. If you have an embossing heat tool, you can use embossing with pigment ink. You can actually, especially pigment ink, takes a little while to dry. Just even as whenever I ink this up, I could use clear embossing powder, put that over there, and then it will seal it. It will actually make it shiny though, but it will lock in that white and emphasize it. But you can also buy white embossing powder, use a clear. Yeah, I'm just absolutely hating this. So, will it stamp? Okay, cobweb, that's a win. Now I'm going to have to fight to get this pigment ink out between these letters too. Not my happiest. Since we're talking about it, I'll just do that, and I hadn't planned on doing it. So, let me grab my heat tool. It's not far away, but just inconvenient, and probably everything's gonna fall on the floor. Absolutely. This is why live with me is so fun. What? Okay, let's get this out of the way because all I love to do is have things fall over. Don't know if you can see, but it looks like I got that fairly clean. Now I'm going to goof it up again. Watermark stamp pad. Basically, it's kind of gluey. Now this is an embossing buddy. If you haven't seen this before, it's basically like cornstarch inside of a cloth, and it removes the oils. I might still have some white down. I hope not. Oh, good, I didn't. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it's basically just kind of wet. Getting crafty with the crafty. I'm going to try to use the heat tool once for two different areas. Because that Versamark should give me enough playtime. Ha. Should. Here we will go with the stinking white ink. But we're going to try it. Now, there's all kinds of different white pigment ink out there. I know a lot of people will use, I think it might be Hero Arts. Ugh! See? Her Arts. I think it's called something unicorn. Okay, and I'm just sprinkling the clear over the white and over, whoopsie, just the watermark of these letters with my moistened microfiber. I, like a lot of people, like to use baby wipes, but with the pandemic, baby wipes for a while there were so hard to get a hold of. And I do like microfiber cleaning cloths. It works. So you just wash them, they stain, and that's fine. Keep your magnets away from one another. They're mean little guys. My phone just acted weird that I'm using this with. The clear embossing on Versamark is clear and it shows the color of the cardstock behind. The clear embossing powder on white pigment ink did, of course, leave it as glossy and white, but it still has that inconsistency. So I'm still not a big fan of the white with the words, but the spiderweb came out excellent. See the words, that was, did we do 3 passes? Maybe 3 passes would be okay. It actually looks better on camera than it does in person. But that was 1, 2, 3 different ways of working with the verbiage, and the spiderweb looks awesome.